Hello, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you a quick way how to clean the head of a VCR. I mean, these are obsolete now, very hard to find, and some people may want to record their old cassettes, or some people might have these lying around. So those of you who have these and they put a cassette in and the picture goes all a bit fuzzy, you can't see anything, and you're thinking, well, what do I do now? I don't want to buy a head cleaner or anything, but I want to still use this if I can. The quick way to do this is, and this is a Sanyo VCR, so let me show you what it is. This is one of these old Nikon Sanyo, model number, where is it, H790. So it's here, it is H790 Nikon. It's a fully working VCR. So when you open it up, you'll see this pretty much. This is how it's going to look. Let me see if I can zoom out a little. Yep. So you'll see this is the loading mechanism. Then you've got the head assembly, and the circuit on top, and then you've got the power supply board, and the audio video board, and all of that stuff underneath. So most of the time, in the old VCRs, the problem we used to have is the pinch roller. We used to chew the tape whenever you put it in. Audio doesn't come too good, so that's the audio head there. Then you've got the video head, which is the head that displays the photo and the picture on the television. And the actual drum, we call it the drum, is not the thing that displays it. It's actually the two crystals or diamonds, I call them, and on the side of each on the drum, which is one here, and then you've got one here, one here, and one here. I mean, this is 4. In the old days they had 2, some of them even have more, depending on what the VCR was or what model it was. Obviously the research found that the more types of crystals they will add, the quality of the video would be much better, and so on. But anyway, just getting down to it, so say you've got your picture that's coming on, so you eject the cassette, you take a piece of paper, plain paper, and you can put some alcohol on it, could be your favorite perfume or something, just a little bit, and then all you do, you take the piece of paper, you put your finger on it gently, and you turn the drum around. And what you're doing is you're cleaning the points that are on the drum. So you just gently, with a little bit of pressure, just very little pressure, and you just keep turning it, and then you remove it. As you can see, there's a little bit of dirt has just come off right there. Can you see that? And then you do the same thing on the other side. Turn a clean piece of paper, and then you take it, turn it around. The next time you do it with a dry paper, so anything that is moisture, that will be removed. Turn it around with the finger like that, and here again you'll see that you'll see some deposits come off. Don't worry about it if it keeps coming off. You'll find that it'll be clean by then anyway, so just clean it like that, and that's done. So that's the video head done. That's the audio head over here, which you can see. That here is the audio head, and that over here is the head that raises when the recording starts. So the tape goes in, goes on top, goes around into the pinch roller, comes back in. So when you press record, it's the erase head that actually starts erasing, and then the signal gets sent to the head to start recording, and so on. But as I said, the main issue with these VCRs were that some of them even had an automatic cleaning system, and what had happened is that after a year and a half or something, depending on how much videos you watch, that cleaning mechanism used to, which pretty much was a piece of sponge on the head that used to just touch it every time you eject and you play. So it supposedly is meant to clean it. Yes, it did clean it for the first probably 30 or 50 tapes, and after that piece of sponge starting to get dirty, and it was starting to damage the head rather than cleaning it. So we had to take that out after a while. But in this case, Sanyo never, well, in this particular model it didn't add it in. But a lot of newer models said that it has a self-cleaning mechanism, which a lot of people like to see, and they didn't have to actually clean the head. But a long time it was obviously damaging the head rather than cleaning it. But it was a good selling thing. And the pinch roller, likewise as well. If your tape is being chewed and you think that, oh, my tape is not right, same thing. Take a piece of piece of paper, put some alcohol on it, and you just turn the pinch roller with the finger, like that, and you'll see that the pinch roller will start to clean up like that here. You do the same thing. I don't believe that you would need to clean the capstan, which is the metal rod that turns the piston, the capstan around. You just need to clean the roller with a finger. You just need to put gentle pressure on it, clean it, and that's it. You could also use a earbud, but I don't use earbuds because they would actually release fiber, so you wouldn't want to use an earbud on this. However, I wouldn't mind using on the audio head if you choose to clean that as well. Other than that, just a piece of paper, clean piece of paper. It can't be newspaper, it has to be a plain paper, printing paper, which has no ink on it at all. It has to be completely white. And there you go, that's pretty much it, and that should actually do the trick and clean your picture. If it's still not coming on the television, that means the head is damaged in some way or the other. But it has to be a clean piece of paper, and ideally it has to be larger than this or around this size to make sure that it doesn't, the edges should not touch that, so make sure that the edges are a bit rolled at the back, so when you're cleaning it, the only piece that is touching is actually the middle part of the paper, not the edges, because that can also damage the head as well. Just remember that the pins on the head, the crystals or the diamonds, whatever you want to call them, these are very fragile, very fragile, so they can be easily broken if there's too much pressure applied onto it. But other than that, this is all history now, but people do have it. They still want to use it. In those days there was no such thing as digital copyrights. Well, I guess there was digital copyrights, but the VCRs were not designed not to record something. Every VCR can record anything, which is the reason why everybody liked to use one of those. But nowadays it's a lot different. You can't actually record a lot of things for various reasons, of course. But I do remember in the old days, you can record a DVD onto one of those if your friend has one, and and keep it as a backup or whatever. But yeah, that's all history now. But yeah, good old days. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. There is a lot more that goes in behind the scenes on this mechanism. There's timing belts, there's timing gears, there is the loading mechanism as well that sits on top if the cassette doesn't go in properly, and all of that. I mean, if you find that the mechanism is jamming, I wouldn't mind using a bit of WD-40 or around the gear areas where the gears are, or any silicone spray slightly. Just make sure you don't touch any spray on the pinch roller or the head or the audio head or anywhere else. Only on the guides. These are the two guides that actually guide the tape and they come back. That's also one of the issues that I had, that you want to put some little bit of tiny grease that would just make these guides go smoother and then come back smoother. What happens after time is that these guides will start jamming with dust and dirt, and they would not actually work, so they would be like jerking and then coming back and jerking, coming back. If you want that smooth flow with these going back and forth, then there's slightly, you need to clean the guide areas and also apply a little bit of silicone grease, and then that should do the trick. Usually these things are, when you buy them new, they're full of all sorts of grease and everything to make sure that they don't sound too loud, and it just operates very smoothly. But thanks for watching, and please do subscribe to my videos. I do try to publish one video at least in a week, but if time allows me. But yeah, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye for now.